Michelle here from Fine Natural Hair and Faith. Welcome to my channel if you're new here, and welcome back if you're not. And today's video is me just sharing with you a recent recording where I had a one-on-one hair consultation with Henna Sooq. Just to give you a brief overview, one of the things that we touched base on was how I felt like my hair gets to this sort of like standstill point where it's not breaking, but it's not exceeding a certain length. And you know, she mentioned some tips, and one of the things that she recommends is fenugreek. And so I've used fenugreek here and there in like oils and stuff, but I am definitely going to be using it more as a full strength mask to kind of get that scalp invigorated, you know, get some growth going. I use henna, but I've been using henna like quarterly and sometimes henna glosses. So I'm also going to increase that as well. The amount of times that I do henna per year, instead of quarterly, I'm switching to every 6 weeks. But anyway, I'm just giving y'all all the details away. But check out my one-on-one hair consultation.
Favorite ladies, you guys are gonna love her. Hey, how are you? I'm so sorry, man. We're just chatting and chatting.
I know. I was like, well, I guess I'll take notes.
No, I'm so glad
she had fine hair too. I was like, well, it definitely must apply.
Yes, yeah, and you've been doing henna and Ayurvedic hair care for
a long time. Yeah, I think for me, I get all over the place, and like I just don't stay focused enough. I'm like, oh, I'll try this, I'll try. Like it's pretty bad. Like
I mean, it's fun. It's not me making the products too, and I'm like, wait, we can do this, you know. Like I'm like, and then I'm like, where are the volunteers at? Who? I need some, because then there's only me. I have to make sure to have some extra heads.
I probably owned, at least at one point in time, every single Henna Sooq product. So I gotta like re-up on some things, but like now I'm dealing with like all this frizz because I have to wash. What I usually do is I'll pre-poo with amla, and I'll mix in like some of the oils with it, and I don't really get a lot of breakage, but I still feel like my growth is kind of like at a set point that it's not. Like I'm starting to see some progress, but I think overall I'm a slow grower anyway.
Okay.
But and I don't know if like hormones, like I'm 52, so I don't know if like hormones slows down the hair growth or whatever the case may be. My crown is the slowest part growing, whereas like this part literally takes off. Like I mean it's actually when I blow it, it's like down to my boobies. Like, yeah, it's down to my boobies. Like, yeah. But it just gets there and it kind of stays there.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Yeah, do you find like also in your family is your generations, like your mom or your dad's side, do they usually have long hair growth?
To be honest, no, but I don't know that it's genetic. It's that everybody's using chemicals.
Yeah, and so it's hard to say.
You know, like my mom had a brain tumor, so she lost her hair because they had to cut it off. But she historically did relaxers. Like, you know, I had a relaxer from the time I was like probably 7. And then I stopped doing relaxers because I read Kathy House's book, Thinning Edges. And it kind of scared me. Like, I was like, I could be one relaxer away from being bald. So I stopped relaxing like maybe 15 years ago. And it's like, I get to a point and then I let people trim my hair, and then they don't trim it, they cut it.
Really?
So I always feel like I'm starting back to square one. So I was like, that's it. I'm not letting anybody else cut my hair. As long as, you know, my ends are good. And for the most part, my ends stay pretty healthy. I have very, very, like, you could see I have really, really fine hair. Like, yeah. Like, this hair, some people looks like one hair. This is like 5 hairs. Like, if I isolate out one single hair, it's like invisible. There's a lot of them. Look, like, I'm like, okay, that's one hair. You can't even see it.
Invisible. Yeah, I can see it on the beige side. On the beige side of like the background, now I can see it.
Yeah, it's like really hard.
Okay. So like, are you doing so on average, like, does it come in spurts then? Like you'll be like, oh, I'm gonna do something every week or 2, and then or does it go longer than that? Like what? So
I think the only thing that I do consistently without fail is my amla pre-pools. Like every wash day, Amla pre-poo. I used to henna my hair really often, but now I just kind of do it when I have you see that orange? That is all gray. I have a lot of gray hair feeling. That's why I think maybe I need to use this more often because it's kind of like in spurts.
Yeah, maybe use that more often. It's definitely going to be good for, cassia neem is a very good cleanser, and the neem is going to, your scalp and make it really nice and clean, and not stripping because it's SLS free. So there's no like boosters in there. So it is very gentle. So yeah, definitely doing that. And if you can, other than the pre-poos, if there's any type of mask that you can do as a go-to to leave in maybe an hour or two, that'll probably help with the stimulating of the hair growth, like calcium curls moisture mask, or even your own DIY fenugreek, something that has like amla, anything that will have amla and fenugreek in it, even as a DIY. I put up a bunch of new videos too on YouTube that have I know I did fenugreek and a few others recently, but you could definitely do that. Anything that will be easy for you to not feel overwhelmed, when you're doing another mask treatment, for sure.
Right, because I think the only thing I've really done mask-wise, aside from like the few that I have gotten from you, is like I usually put like a tablespoon of henna in my regular deep conditioners just to give it a little boost, and then I let it sit for probably maybe 2 hours so it can like
yeah, I think a go-to mask would really, stimulate a lot of growth. Something, again, you could leave in for at least an hour or two, and then maybe wrap it up and go about doing other things, and then wash it out. And those, again, the mask. And if you can try to, at least every 1 or 2 weeks, try to do something that you can like leave in. Again, try something with the fenugreek, maybe, a lot of slip.
Right. I don't think I've used fenugreek. Well, I've used it like to make the oil, with the fenugreek seeds, but would you recommend the powder, fenugreek powder?
Yeah, the powders are going to always be stronger than oils because they tend to be like 100% of the pure, of that ingredient, that one ingredient. When the oil, and no, any oil infusion is going to be like soaked in another oil for sure, like the seeds. So if you can use the powder, just note that it kind of is like what was I going to say, cream of wheat. So just strain it, because it can't really be that consistent, but it smells really nice. It's like someone just posted something about it smelling like maple syrup, and that's like
it does smell like maple syrup.
Yes, it's exactly like maple syrup. So, but it's really, really good. I think that would be, good. And then just kind of just being consistent with that. And then you should see, you should definitely see, growth. And I love what someone was mentioning. Make sure you're already taking vitamins and different things like that.
Yep, with MSM.
I feel like if you're a good diet, water, and then whatever, sometimes your genetics play a role. And then just being consistent with the treatments and the masks. And any of the powders are always going to be the most potent. So definitely do that. Yeah, someone was saying, I'm making a fenugreek paste. Yeah, someone's doing it.
Oh, okay. Well, I need the link to that because I will definitely I have to buy some fenugreek. I don't have any powder. I just only have the seeds, I believe.
Yeah, the powder would, when of course in the powder it's easier to get into a paste form than the seeds. Yeah, for sure. I found the seeds were really good for the oil infusions. But the powder is like you can put it in anything and make a paste and a mask. You do anything with the fenugreek for sure.
Right.
Yeah. I was curious too when we were talking about the haircut. When people were doing your haircuts, was it anyone that was specializing with natural hair or curls?
So I got a diva cut one time.
Oh, really? That didn't work?
And while it looked really, really, really nice, oh my God. I hate to say this because I know I think it's like a myth. They say people have growing hands. I know that can't be true. But I feel like my growth stunted ever since that haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure. And I like that tip though. That tip with sealing it in. I mean, that's really, really good.
Yeah, it helped a lot. Yeah, but the crown, I don't even know. My crown is. I mean, it grows. It does grow.
Okay.
It's just it's shorter than the rest. It's that long, whereas the rest is like I mean it can go pretty far. It's just it's really really shrunken. Like it's humidity though too.
Okay, yeah.
I do try to keep my hair stretched most of the time though because shrinkage and tangles Yeah, that's not my jam.
Yeah. I mean, you're brown though. I mean, you do have a lot. Like when you pull, that's
yeah, it
doing
does.
good.
It just
I'll catch up eventually. I mean, it also, I mean, depending, you compare that length also to like the area lower, like where your hair is growing on lower parts of your hair as well. Do you think?
I do to that part, and also like the sides.
Oh.
You see, you can tell it's a different curl pattern.
Yeah, I can see that automatically.
It's a different curl pattern.
Yeah, for sure.
Whereas it's more kinky here and just looser in the back.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
and definitely low porosity, definitely.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Have you ever do you follow also Janice, like from what's her name, from 4A to 4Z? Have you?
I've never heard of her until tonight.
No. Whatnot. Do you do any honey treatments on your hair as well?
I haven't really, other than the honey hair mask by Tegan. Yeah, that one I've been using. And then the honey bar. That's pretty much the honey bar. That's the only really, not really deep conditions.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, you could definitely check something out whenever you feel like you need extra moisture, though, because honey is all about the moisture too. Yeah. Do you have any favorite butters that you want to share? Oh
my God, I found this on Instagram. Like, really? Let me just get it real quick. This is aloe vera butter.
Oh, okay.
We gotta do the come on, look at that. Oh,
that is really nice.
It's really
you're gonna make me want to come out with the aloe butter. I'm like,
yes, you gotta do that, so then I could buy it from you.
That's nice. It looks nice. And aloe vera butter. Yeah, aloe's so versatile. I find that it's just the juice, the oil, like aloe's just overall good.
Yes.
Like, so. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Well, do you have any other questions or anything else that came up or anything you want to share?
So I said I henna like quarterly or when I start to see like grays. And because I've hennaed for like years and years and years, I've never actually had a henna routine. Like how often should I do it more often? Not the glosses, but the actual full strength. Should I do it more often than quarterly?
No, quarterly is not bad. I feel like if when a person makes a decision to color their hair when they feel comfortable, because it's about coloring grays, you can definitely stick to that. I don't think that it's necessary to do it more often, except if the grays bother you, which is like every 4 to 6 weeks. If you're like, okay, I don't want to see this, and then we have clients that their hair grows so fast that they do root touch-ups. So I really when it comes to more like treating the hair, then yes, those might be more often if you're treating a certain focus.
Yes, I actually want to treat it more. I can still do it for color, but I'm thinking like the perfect regimen for strength, for even more like stimulating of growth is monthly. Like how
monthly every you can stick to that for sure. Like henna, if it's gonna be henna specifically, because it is pretty strong, every 4 to 6 weeks. But if you can do any other masks that have that amla and fenugreek in it, like those will be really good, to just focus on the growth, and and even on our YouTube channel or on Henna Sooq, if you just type in growth in the search bar, it brings up everything that's related to that as well.
Okay. Yeah. I need to do that and then just focus.
Yeah, that's what it is. And if you can, just start writing some things down, and then at least start simple with like a month. Go like maybe a month. Nothing that's gonna overwhelm you, so that way you don't feel like, okay, I need to take a break from it again, or it's like 4 weeks, 4, 5, 6 weeks, and then rotate that for a little bit, and then see how that goes.
Right. Okay. And then you wash out the henna. Would you use the co-wash or the calcium and neem hair wash, or does it matter?
It does. The regular basic way would be to do the casting neem hair wash, color your hair or treat your hair, and then do the cleansing co-wash. If you feel like your hair doesn't need cleansing though, and it's feeling on the drier side, I would say you might need to just do a pre-poo, a treatment, and then just the co-wash. So that can vary. So I say those 2 ways are gonna work best depending on what your hair needs.
Okay, so if it's not feeling dry, if it's feeling dry, do the pre-poo, the amla pre-poo, then the henna.
Yeah.
And then the co-wash.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
If it needs more
Cleansing,
then do the cleansing,
yeah,
then you cassia.
exactly.
Okay, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Which you can even rotate. You know, you can rotate in and out. I'm sure at some point you'll know when your hair needs a cleansing treatment, and if it does, then you could do cleansing treatment or color and co-wash.
And then the Rasul clay, like using those for washes. Should I just only do these like when I have product built up, or does it matter?
Yeah, the Rasul is a really good cleansing clay. So yeah, use it when you feel like, oh, I really need to like a little bit of a refresh, like a restart.
Well, all right. Well,
Yeah.
thank you.
You're so welcome, and thank you for like coming in and chatting about your hair and sharing everything. For sure. Definitely let me know how it's going once you get a chance to try some of those other masks that we talked about.
I definitely want to try the fenugreek mask.
So as you can see, we had like a nice little dialogue back and forth. She sparked some new ideas for me to use more herbs in my hair and to really focus in on just kind of being focused. Yeah, that's the whole point. Focusing and not trying this thing and that thing, but really focusing in. And so I'm going to focus on more henna treatments and more fenugreek treatments. Continue my amla mask. I'm not going to use a whole bunch of different herbs. I do love, their hair cleansers that have the herbs and stuff in them, so I'm going to continue to use those. And for the most part, my hair care regimen is pretty much like 90% herbal. So I use the herbs in my hair, and then I use a few other like deep conditioners like Tegan's deep conditioner, like Curls Dynasty deep conditioner, but that's pretty much it. I do use some Camille Rose Natural products, but mostly I think that the products that I use that aren't herbal are the stylers. So anyway, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will catch you in the next one. God bless you.